Hello, everybody. Yes, getting ready for, I believe this is our last Sunday in November. Let me check. Yes, it is. I hope everybody had a wonderful and happy holiday season so far. So, we are going to do our little question and answer, as you know. Yeah, you can see my messy room. As you know, we do these twice a week, and these are just questions that people have emailed me. Facebook, Instagram, but not Twitter so much anymore now that it's X. Okay, first question. Can I adjust or change my breaks and lunches to pick up the kids, check the mail, blah, 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 blah? If you are a 1099 contractor, you would go ahead and build into your schedule what those breaks would be. So, for example, let's say that you have a contract with a company, a client that is 6 a.m. in the morning, your time zone, until 10 p.m. And you need to take your kids to school and you need to pick them up. So during that 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning that you're taking your kids to school, you don't schedule yourself. Again, between 3 and 4 or 2:30 and 4 or whatever, to pick your kids up, you don't schedule yourself. Now, unfortunately, let's talk about W-2, the regular employment. You have to have this justified and approved before you start working. So, and this is just the way it is. Any call center is pretty much going to be, they use like workforce management. And workforce management, what they do is they forecast the amount of calls. So they say between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. they're expecting this amount of calls, and we need this amount of agents to take this amount of calls. That is something done above your team lead, above your supervisor, above the QA trainer, above their boss. So workforce management just says, listen, you're responsible to your boss. Your boss is responsible for scheduling and having enough agents present to handle the calls. So likely they are not going to help you unless you have that built into your offer letter. So for example, say that you are pregnant and it is a high risk pregnancy and you're out of training, and once a month or twice a month you need that Monday off to go visit the doctors, pick up medications, take care of yourself, whatever. When you are in talks about your offer letter, do you need any time off? Well, yes, sir. You know, after training, I'm going to need every other Monday off, you know, this date, that date, to take care of my health. You know, you need to be upfront. Now, a lot of people on these work from home groups say don't talk about pregnancy until you automatically are in. And there is some validity to that. However, you know, they ask that during training. You know, usually you can only miss maybe half a day to a day of training, sometimes none at all, and they will let you go. You know, outside of training, you might say, yeah, I have doctor's appointments, you know, twice a month, so, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, whatever. You know, use your sick time, use your PTO, and stuff like that. Okay, explain a home office setup. So what you're looking at, like my computer, I'm starting a new job in January. So they're sending equipment. It'll be on that table. I'm going to clean that table. It's got my Bible stuff on it. I've got a secondary table over here to put that. And you're going to have your computer. It needs to be a table or a desk that's wide enough. Like that table back there is wider than my desk. Depending on the number of monitors, whether it's a full tower or a mini tower being sent, or anything like that. So I also, of course, have an external webcam. I've got 2 monitors, wired keyboard, wired mouse. Y'all know I've got my coffee. And you all know I've got my tea. That's just regular tea, not the peach tea. I'll get some peach tea later today. and basically just have cord control. So that means cords aren't, flying everywhere. They're either you get a zip tie or something to make them, easier and stuff like that. So that is my work from home setup. I'm, of course, my modem and router are over there, and I am hardwired to the modem and router. Should I negotiate my starting pay? One is to figure out the pay range. And a great way to do that is to go to Glassdoor, look up the company, look up the position, and kind of see what the pay range is that they listed. Another thing is literally to Google, what does insert name of company, insert position pay? And they'll kind of give you a range. Now your pay may be dependent on where you're working, like places like Colorado, or I know California, New York. They do have to list the pay if they accept representatives from those areas. So you look at that, it looks at your experience and everything else like that. Now, some places pay is not negotiable. So it's either suck it up and take the pay and then work on your reviews at the company and pay raises from there. Other companies do have like $15 to $21 or whatever going on, and then you can just kind of negotiate from there. You might say, listen, I need at least $16 an hour in order to pay bills. That's honest. And they either can do it or they can't. Just be aware that if you are quoting them a number they cannot pay, they can withdraw their offer and their talk and simply, close your application out. So just be very aware of that. Will you leave LiveOps? Yes. LiveOps has made some changes, and my contract with them ends soon, and I am not going to renegotiate because of the issues I've had with them off and on. Some of it was tech trouble on my end, some of it was tech issues I sent into them and didn't get responses from, so therefore had to withdraw from the client. It is not a good fit for me anymore. So I have been applying elsewhere and got a regular W-2 job. We'll still talk about 1099 contract work here too. And that job starts in January. I have a part-time job that starts probably sometime in December or thereabouts, that I'll work on the days that I am not working, the times and days that I'm not working the regular job. So yeah, unfortunately, it does look like I will be leaving LiveOps after several years. And that doesn't mean it's not a good position for other people, but it's just not good for me anymore. So anyways, that was a short one as far as Q&As, but I will see you next time. My name is Becky, and have a wonderful day.